What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Red Crimson 102. Hope you had a good weekend. Today's topic I want to talk about is Nintendo for kids. I've seen like a lot of comments and people always saying that Nintendo for kids. And the funny thing about it is I just think people are just making excuses that their favorite console or PC, whatever, is not getting shown a lot of love, and they're upset about the success of a Nintendo Switch. So now they're coming up with all kind of excuses and scapegoat as to why, the Switch is as successful as it is. The fact of the matter is, man, like the Switch, for the past 6 years, have been the best console, hybrid, handheld, whatever you want to call it, to ever grace gaming in the past 6 years. It's something new, something fresh. Is the idea original? Maybe not, but the Switch did it to perfection, and people love the fact that you can take the system, the hybrid, on the go, play anywhere you want, going to work, on a bus, train, picnics, whatever trips that you go on. So the release of a Nintendo Switch, we already know that it was never about power to begin with. It's just basically about AAA gaming on the go, and the trade-off is, yes, lower resolution and frame rate, but it's still the same game. Amazingly, it's the same game that you would play on a console on the go, and a lot of times it's really no compromise, that much of a compromise, or a compromise at all with some titles. And that is why the Switch is successful. You can take your favorite AAA games or games on the go. It wasn't really about power. And Nintendo was right, man. If you make a console about power, you will always have a system behind it that will always be better than that system. And then it becomes the power chasing game. And that comes to no end. If you look at the ROG Ally, the Steam Deck, the Air Neo, and other PC handhelds, people were praising the Steam Deck. It was some holy grail. And as soon as the ROG Ally came out, they forgot about the Steam Deck. Now those two are battling it out, and then you have the Air Neo A1 Pro or something like that. I forgot the name of it. Looks dope, by the way. Now that's more powerful than the ROG. You know what I'm saying? So you're always gonna have a platform or another handheld behind that handheld, that's more powerful than the previous one. But we're forgetting the fact that it's all about playing games, not really so much about how good the graphics are, because we have cell phone games, we have tablet games, and people are playing those and not even thinking twice about how good the graphics is. It's just something to do in your pastime, something that you can enjoy. As long as you can enjoy the game, that's all that matters. Now back to the topic at hand, at Nintendo's for kids. If you want to be real, video games as a whole started out being for kids. It's just that hey, we're all children now. We're all kids at heart, no matter the age. And doesn't mean you can't enjoy something because you may think it's for a younger audience. We're just enjoying ourselves. People enjoy themselves doing different things. Understand what I'm saying? Whether you think it's for adults or you think it's for kids. Now at the end of the day, video games as a whole started out for kids, man. So it doesn't matter. Somebody gaming on a PC, a tablet, a phone, an Xbox, or a PlayStation is no better than somebody that's gaming on a Nintendo console. Games are games at the end of the day. They all have the same games. And I've had people challenge me in the comment section saying, Nintendo's for kids, is for the younger audience. Every platform out there known to man has games for the younger audience or whatever. Nintendo makes games for everybody, not just for kids, young adults, whatever. They make games for kids, young adults, grandmas, granddads, parents, adults, whoever wants a game. There's a variety of games on the Nintendo Switch, and as we speak, the Nintendo Switch has 4,259 games, if I can guess off the top of my head. I forgot the number, but I do know it's 4,000 games, while the Xbox One sits at 2,000 plus games. So that's a little bit of games compared to the Nintendo Switch. Now, if you look at the attach rate of a Nintendo Switch, most people prefer the Nintendo Switch. They enjoy the Nintendo Switch for what it is, and you can't take that away from them. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. The numbers and the attach rate shows that people prefer the Nintendo Switch and people prefer Nintendo games. Right now, if you do the research and you Google the research right now, Nintendo's actually making more revenue than both Xbox, Sony, and Microsoft combined. Now, that's a huge deal. Now, for those people that want to make an excuse talking about, oh, there's a whole bunch of kids buying it, well, maybe Microsoft and Sony need to start making their games towards kids then. If that's the case, I mean, you think if I came out with a product and more kids are buying my product and I'm making more money competition, I'm worried about who my audience is, that's just a scapegoat and a cop-out. All platforms have the same game. The Switch has the same games as the Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. It's all the same. They all have the same games. And if you want to be real, we all already know that Nintendo has the best games, the best first-party IPs. So that's not even up for a debate or an argument. When you buy a Nintendo system, you already know what to expect. You know what you're getting. You understand what I'm saying? So I had a gentleman in the comment section. He said, okay, well, Switch is for the younger audience, and how do you explain the online on the Switch? So basically he's trying to say, like, the online is better on the Xbox and PlayStation, and to some extent, actually, I can admit that, but we have to understand that, you don't want your kids, whether your friends or adults or whoever, like, gaming is something that gives you a peace of mind. So when you go online to play with other people, you go to play with your friends, have a good time, and enjoy playing the games with your friends, right? You don't want to hear a whole bunch of people cursing and having racial slurs and racial remarks. I mean, you understand what I'm saying? It's going to take you out of, your concentration of the game, take the fun factor away from you, enjoying your game. Nobody wants to hear that. It doesn't matter the age, because if you remember the Xbox 360 had the best online. The Xbox 360 online was actually better than even the Xbox One and Xbox Series online, because remember when it was first introduced, man, it was a great thing. It was new. You put your headset on, there was always somebody or a bunch of people to talk to. You can hear everybody talking, which was great. But remember, back in that era as well, all you would hear is racial slurs, racial remarks, people threatening to kill you, people singing, unknowingly singing. There's always a lot of negativity that was going on with Xbox Live back in the 360 era. And also, people have actually gotten killed. People will get in intense arguments over a game or whatever the case may be, track somebody's IP address, or they might say, hey, I give you my address, I dare you to show up. Some people show up and some people have gotten killed, and you can Google information like that, so you have to think about it. That's bringing a lot of negative light to online. So if you look at it now, even with the Xbox One, even with the Sony console, if you go online with your system right now, you don't hear anybody talking. You'd be lucky if you hear like one person talking. You can interact with that person, which is rare. Like, nobody ever talks. Most people that go online now, when you go online with the PlayStation and Xbox, you talk to your friends directly. So that's how they have it set up, because Microsoft and Sony was aware of the danger and the racial slurs that can actually occur when you're playing games online. So if you think about it, now they're taking the approach of Nintendo, but Nintendo was already ahead of the game. You have to understand, Nintendo is protecting us users. They want us to game in peace. They don't want, us as adults, young adults, kids, whatever, to be exposed to derogatory, slurs and bad behavior. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what you gotta understand. So that's why Nintendo Online is bare bones, the way how they have it. And if you admittedly remember, for those guys and gals that grew up in the 80s and 90s, even in the early 2000s, remember when we wanted to play games, with our friends. Our friends would come over, sit on the same couch, we eat our snacks, chips, whatever, everybody being rowdy, making noise, having fun. You can see some of his facial expression, how they really feel about winning or losing the game. It's an interaction. And if you go all the way back to even in the Nintendo Entertainment System, and that's why they call it Nintendo Entertainment System, you remember those commercials, you remember those posters, those images, you will always see the family around the TV and the console, because Nintendo wants you and your friends and family to be in that same room, on the same couch, having fun. We all seen the commercials, we all seen you see the Nintendo Switch launch commercial where they were playing with their family and friends. That's what they want you to do. And the online thing, talking to somebody that you don't know or never met, in a foreign country, is cool on paper, but in reality, do you really know that person? Do you really know that person's personality, the person's intentions? You never know if you're talking to a stalker, a rapist, murderer, or whatever the case may be. And adults, we have kids, we go to work, we don't have time to monitor what other kids do. And just like on the tablet, that's why they have the kids mode on the tablet, to monitor what they do, because you never know who your child is talking to. You never know who you're talking to. It doesn't matter if you're a kid or you're a young adult or you're a grown man or grown woman. So that's why Nintendo Online is the way how it is. It really has nothing to do with the kids per se. It's just generally protecting the user. They just want you to enjoy your games, have fun, be in that peaceful state of mind. And Nintendo doesn't do what their competition does, and that's why they are ahead of the game. But everybody always wants to do what Nintendo was doing. You see what I'm saying? So for those people that want to say that they feel as their PlayStation or Xbox is better, that's fine, that's cool. I'm not going to argue with anybody on it. That's fine. But what I'm saying, everybody really know what's up. If you look at the numbers, you see that Nintendo's winning. They came out with a Mario movie, one of the best-selling movies ever on box office, and that's not going to stop there. You understand? They're winning in every category you can think of. I mean, what is PlayStation and Xbox doing? They've been making the same systems they've been making for the past couple of decades. It's the same controller, everything is the same. The games are the same. The gameplay is the same. There's no new gameplay these systems are providing. Everybody I know that plays an Xbox don't play Xbox anymore. It's the same thing, and everybody plays the same game. Nobody wants to play Call of Duty all their life, and silly, boring games like Madden and 2K. Those games are the same. They've been the same games for years. It's like people want new experience. People are bored with the systems that we have now. The PS5 came out, the Series X came out, and the Nintendo Switch is still stomping those systems into the ground. And I see why they are, because they're providing games for everybody, new gameplay experiences, new ways to play games, more fun ways to play games. And now you have like these PC handhelds that want to be Nintendo Switch. They see what Nintendo Switch is doing. They see they're winning. So now everybody's trying to go to the handheld route. And if you look at the numbers of those systems, the Steam Deck is not selling. All those other PC handheld consoles aren't selling. I respect them. I like them, but at the end of the day, I still put the Switch above all those PC handhelds, because Nintendo started it first. They started it, and they know what they're doing. When you're playing a Nintendo Switch, it's a seamless, smooth experience. You just turn your system on, you pick your game, and you just play it. You want to dock it, you put it into the dock, it shows on the TV, it automatically looks better, and it plays better. Now you have these PC handhelds, you have to consistently have updates. You have to tweak the games for every single game that you want to play. You have to tweak the settings to find that sweet spot just to enjoy your games, and that gets tedious. And as far as like the dock mode on those PC handhelds, they're terrible compared to the Nintendo Switch. When you connect to the TV, you have to have your keyboard attached and your mouse attached, and you have to tinker with the settings. It's just not automatic. So it's not a seamless and smooth experience. So that takes you out of the experience. So whenever I put my hands on those PC handhelds, it's like you might as well just go ahead and just play your computer and just get it over with. At the end of the day, it's like, you understand what I'm saying? They're just fooling you at this point. If you have to attach extra accessories to enjoy your game, you might as well just play your console or play your PC. That's what it is. And Nintendo understands what gaming is and what gaming should be. And that's why they're the leaders right now. That's why they're bringing in more revenue, $5 billion a year versus Microsoft $1 billion a year and Sony, I guess, $2 billion a year. So to even combine, Nintendo's beating them because they know what gaming is all about. They just want you to enjoy your games, have fun with your games with your friends, family, in the same room. You don't have to be online all the time to enjoy yourself, because that gets old and that gets boring. But seeing your friends or family in the same room and interacting with them, it never gets boring. So these are for the people out there that's talking that nonsense. I'm just not trying to hear it. And it is what it is, man. Like, Nintendo's winning. You might not like that because your favorite console is losing, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? As you can see, my background, I got all these games over here. I have more games than I can play. I have more games than the average person out there. And if you look, you can see what games I actually have. I have every single system, and I'm sitting here telling you that I enjoy the Switch out of all the systems. And right now, everybody's anticipating the next Nintendo console, like myself. And mark my words, you can meet me back here in the comment section on the same channel, on the same video. You will see how the world is going to get excited once again once Nintendo reveals their new system, because everybody wants to know what they're going to do next with their next console, because they're always doing something revolutionary. They're always doing something cool that nobody else is doing, that the whole industry wants to follow. But you know, when Sony and Microsoft stop trying to copy Nintendo, and these PC handles stop trying to copy Nintendo and do their own thing, then we can have the argument. But you can't claim you're better than somebody if you keep on following everything that they do. So I hope that this video cleared up any misconception of that Nintendo's only for kids, man, because I really don't see it. Because if it is, I don't understand, because they all have the same games. To be honest with you, they have the same games: Mortal Kombat, The Witcher, Doom, Wolfenstein. I mean, I can go on and on. All those titles that you play on your favorite console are on the Nintendo Switch. Now, when I think about kids, I think about something like Roblox and, you know, Hello Neighbor and all those little games where you really don't need to use your brain. But if you play a Nintendo game, it's like it's different from what Sony and Xbox offers, and you really got to use your brain. You really got to think. You think out of the box when you play a Nintendo game. That's just what it is, man. So Red Crimson 102, man. Like and subscribe. If you have any comments on this video and what else speaking about in this video, the comment section is there, man. Like and subscribe. Red Crimson 102 out, man. Nintendo for life, the best.